I'd like to bring in now pediatrician Dr. Krupa Playforth. Doctor, thank you so much for giving us some of your time today. What was your initial reaction when you learned of this apparent announcement coming in just a few hours from the White House, which will be apparently linking autism to mothers taking Tylenol while pregnant?
So this is actually something that comes up periodically in the news cycle. So I wasn't that surprised about it. And I understand one of the reasons that we are concerned is because of this claim that the rates of autism diagnosis have been increasing over the past few decades. But I think it's important to note that we're just better at screening for and diagnosing autism. I do it routinely at 18 months and 2 years in the pediatric practice. And so it's not necessarily that rates are increasing as much as that we are catching more people who might have gone undiagnosed before.
All right, so, as Joe just alluded to there, I mean, there were plenty in the medical field who disagree with any link. There are also many who don't believe it's possible that the Trump administration found the cause of autism in just a few short months. I'd like to listen to what we heard from another physician over the weekend here on NewsNation.
There's no way that in 2 months they've sorted out what the cause of autism is. He discussed the idea that we're seeing so many more cases of autism, which we've already said is because we're diagnosing it more. And if you stop people on the street and say, can you define what autism is? You're going to get a variety of people talking about different things on the spectrum. So for them to say that they've discovered the cause for it is actually quite cruel and not what I expect of my elected officials.
So, doctor, my question for you. What do you think about that physician's comments? And do you think there is at least room to consider what the administration is apparently going to be suggesting? Is there potential harm?
So, as this reporter mentioned, there are claims, and those claims are based on small studies, including this meta-analysis of 46 studies that came out that showed a correlation between frequent Tylenol use in pregnancy. And by that, I mean more than 28 days of use of Tylenol during the pregnancy and neurodevelopmental disorders like autism. But we never want to assume that just because two things are correlated, that one causes the other. The analogy that I like to use is that more people eat ice cream during the summer and there are more shark bites during the summer, but that doesn't mean that ice cream is causing shark bites, right? So we need to look at really high quality studies that control for any additional factors that might be at play. People who take Tylenol during pregnancy may be different from those who don't. They may have more underlying conditions, different socioeconomic or educational backgrounds. They may have different access to healthcare. We also know that there is a genetic component to autism, and there's some evidence that shows that people with autism themselves are potentially at higher risk to have things like chronic pain that might require pain medication like acetaminophen. So although there's a link, it doesn't necessarily mean that that is the cause. And actually, there was one groundbreaking, really elegantly done study out of Sweden that was published recently in JAMA, and it looked at 2.5 million children. And what they did was very clever. They looked at siblings because they were trying to control for all those additional factors. So if you look at siblings where mom took acetaminophen during one pregnancy and not during the other, and you compare the rates of autism in those two sibling populations, you're able to control for some of the factors that might be at play. And in that study, they found that this link, this correlation, went away.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.